Welcome to Windhoek, the capital of Namibia. And we stocked up on groceries and we've pulled in and we are currently in the middle of moving into our Airbnb. We will be here for 8 nights, or maybe it's 9 nights. But you might notice as soon as we know we're gonna have a big refrigerator, we load up on stuff. Bringing in all our spices. Curt needs all that for his wonderful cooking. It's a perfect little 1-bedroom place. First thing we always do is get the kitty situation figured out. There's their food. There's their litter. The van is literally right outside until in the morning when it goes to the shop. Now, if you come up here, I'm gonna get spoiled by this, guys. Look at that. A freaking dishwasher. I'm excited. This is our little bedroom up here. Perfect, right, Curt?
Yeah, what else do we need? Nice little bedroom. We got the bathroom around here around the corner.
The kitties are settling in. We got a nice shower. Perfect. Perfect for what we need. Dentist, mechanic. You like that bed, G? You having a good time? And editing.
Look.
What?
Brought the big fluffy.
Oh, nice. Whew. So here we go, guys.
How you doing? We're at the mechanic shop in Windhoek, and they've got the van on the lift, and well, the van needs a lot of work. But I wanted to show you some of the damage that was done from the Banyo crossing. This right here is my internal AC unit, and you can see it's smashed. This is broken off. It's beyond repair. The system's toast. So that's number one. Number two, I have this gray tank underneath, and that's bent and pushed way back. So minor damage. It looks like there was damage to the differential plate. That's leaking. Let me come up front up here. But all the fluids from yeah, I think that oil is from probably what I described right there. I don't think he cleaned that up. But also the skid plate was damaged. So if you can see right here, guys, that thing was just crushed. And so, yeah, the damage throughout Banyo, 4 tires, skid plate, differential. We had this ripped off. We already had that put back on. And yeah, Banyo really took its toll on the van. But if you look around at this shop right here, there are a lot of Mercedes Sprinter vans. And so this is a Mercedes dealer. They have direct ties to Germany so they can get parts. It takes a while to get parts, but they have a lot of experience. They've already hooked it up on the computer. We are going to get the differential fluid changed. We are going to get the transmission fluid changed. Those are both huge processes. He is going to re-examine the turbo system and see what's wrong with that and fix that once and for all. We have some other things going on. They're going to put it on the computer. They're going to address everything that they can address. They have the parts here that they can do. So one step at a time, we'll get it done. All right, guys. So also, if you can see these things right here, there's worn and there's a little play in here. So I don't know if it's bearings or what exactly that is, but they're definitely gonna look at that and fix that and change that out. And so anyway, you can see, get all this oil up in here, and I think that's hopefully from other repairs, but they're gonna check all this out. And so this van is definitely taking a beating here. Look at this. You can see how this has a plate on it here, and this doesn't. That was ripped off when the tires came off. Look how low this tire is. I need to get that checked out. That's on the list. So much stuff, guys. Yeah, you can see how this whole thing was just bent, and so that needs to be fixed. But that's part of this spare tire holder, which is now my gray tank holder. You can see how it was just all bent back. So, and again, this unit was destroyed. This was smashed too. This is the compressor for the back AC, and then this is damaged. They're gonna either try to replace this plate, put a new seal in there, put new differential fluid in there. Oh, look here, you can see the sumo springs right here. These things help us out a bunch. Love those things. This is our shower tank right here, and you can see right here, the little filters popped off of that. So, the more I look, the more I see damage. They have quickly done an evaluation. I think it was probably about an hour, hour and a half of crawling around underneath the van. And now they're gonna go in and get a price, give me a quote. Also, you know, we're still in Africa, so getting parts can be an issue. Sometimes it's just a matter of time. Sometimes they just can't get it. So we're waiting on that. As soon as we get that, I'll let you guys know. Told him we need to get together and have dinner or something one night this week, maybe at a restaurant or something. Maybe we meet.
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course we will meet. I hope.
Me too.
Why not? Because we're here as well. I hope how things are going with you, man.
I know, I gotta go find out. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done. So I still have to hear the damage.
Yeah, but I think you're in very good hands.
All right, guys, I got the quote back. I will share that with you later, but the Mobys are here. And yeah, we're inseparable now. And so anyway, I got to get back to our Airbnb, and I get to ride in the Moby machine. So I am pumped up. All right, guys, we're going on a journey. See what we can run over with this big beast. Look at that thing. Heavy and slow, 4x4. Oh boy, guys. This is no little sprinter we're here in here. Here, hold this camera like this. Hold it on me while I climb up in here. Let's see. Whoa, look at that.
Well done.
Look at this thing. We are in the clouds, guys. Oh, that's the backup camera there. Big old steering wheel. And this is automatic.
Yeah.
Thanks for the ride, man. This is cool. Oh, you dropped the tire pressure?
I will try it because now it's a lot of pressure, and you can feel every hole or every movement.
Did he ask? Was he asking for something?
Yes.
Papa G's chicken. Knock knock.
Who's that?
Who's there?
It's the family. Holding down the fort, editing.
Also, look at the car up there.
always on camera.
Look at this place right here. Claim the throne.
That's yours. That's your throne.
That is my throne.
Kim, go for it.
Yeah! Go Kim! Go Kim! It's your birthday! It's your birthday!
You don't know.
It's black and white when you scrub. And this is that?
So what's it called? The Bushman what?
Bushman.
5? The Bushman 5?
No, something with S, I don't know.
Was ist denn das? Das sieht lecker aus.
I don't know.
Kurt, what do you got? Pork knuckle?
I got the pork knuckle and it looks good. Crispy, smashed shaders, sauerkraut, mustard. I don't know if we've mentioned the German influence here in Windhoek or in all of Namibia, but ooh, that schnitzel is good.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
So you can see even the German
I think I need to order another one.
Let's do.
So,
All right.
this is the thing.
So he's having no crocodile, but giraffe, springbok, oryx, kudu, and zebra.
Oh, so you're sandwiched with the weird
Here's
ones.
giraffe.
Giraffe
First
and
bite.
zebra.
First bite's giraffe.
All right, Kim.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Yep.
With a lot of
Stop.
He's so mean. Kurt, I hope this knuckle is stuck.
keep your knuckles on the blade.
Keep your knuckles in your It's huge.
I don't.
You
This,
don't even have to cut it, just open your mouth.
so that's like a pork knuckle. That's the biggest pig I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's got big knuckles.
I think we need to start with the giraffe.
Maybe you got to pull it off.
It's
Yeah.
difficult to cut.
Cut when it's on the string.
I feel so sorry.
It's their culture.
Giraffe.
All right.
But it's
What's it taste like?
He's still cutting. Everybody relax.
nice to cut.
It tastes like chicken.
Beef
How does it taste like? Tell him.
tastes like giraffe. Let's let him chew, and we'll report back in a minute.
No, I hope he'll stay stuck in
This
his
is
throat.
what's the other side of tough.
Tender.
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 So it's very tender.
Smooth? What's inside?
Yeah.
Tender.
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 Yeah.
We would say
Oh,
tender.
really tender.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Nice.
Very
All
nice.
right. All right. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's giraffe.
It's making it hard to go down.
This comes with
Less fat.
Yeah, it's cooked very rare. But it's not really like All right, last bite right here. We're gonna let him chew it, but then we gotta get Kim's full impression on this meal. Meat by meat, animal by animal.
Yeah. The giraffe was the first. Springbok, oryx, kudu, and zebra. So
Okay.
this is the rest of the zebra. So every meat piece was different of cutting it. So maybe more fat or less fat, and how to chew it. But I think for me, the Springbok and the Oryx.
Springbok.
So the Springbok was most überraschend, surprising. So the taste of the Springbok was the most surprising thing because it was like sweet meat.
So that was your favorite?
So yeah, everything was good, but I prefer the Springbok or the Oryx. Both of them.
So I had a little piece of the giraffe, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. But it was a very mild taste. As Kim said, it was very tender. It wasn't really gamey tasting, maybe like a light, mild beef taste. But in any event, it was good. It was good. Other than thinking about it was a little scary.
Yeah. Would you eat any of them again?
Again?
Yeah.
What? The 5 pieces or?
Which one would you order again? The Springbok?
The Springbok, yes, but I liked the 5 different pieces.
Oh, the variety.
So,
all right.
very good.
Go, guys.
Next time you order the Curts, he still has some.
I killed the pork knuckle. To be honest with you guys,
The Eisbein.
the pork knuckle was what Eisbein?
Eisbein, yeah. So maybe for the audience, come to Joe's place here, to the Beerhouse, and try it by yourself.
Yes, that's really good.
All right. I had to go to the dentist. I think I've told y'all that. I just did that, and this place was amazing. I'll tell you more about how I got this appointment and all that later. Or maybe I already did, I can't remember. But I got some really good news and some really bad news. And the dental stuff will continue. But let me get my Uber, or they're called Yango here, ordered, get back to the apartment, and then I'll fill y'all in when I fill in Curt. I've made it back to the apartment. I've warned Curt that I have some good news and some pretty bad news. He's used to it with my teeth. My teeth never do anything normal. But our house is a mess because it's cold. And we got tons of blankets everywhere. And we've been editing, so let's see what they're doing in here.
That's great.
What's going on in here? Oh, it smells good. Editing?
I paused Starlink,
Oh, you did good?
and I wanted to do my thumbnail, but
You got distracted.
no,
No?
it's on the drive. I had already put it up, so I gotta do
All right.
thumbnail.
All right, let's break the news to him, guys. All right, first of all, for those that are curious, a doctor's visit and 2 x-rays here in Namibia is about $70 US. So not crazy expensive, but not as cheap as we've found it. No, not compared to Austria and stuff like that. Austria was like 150. So it's not cheap, but it's not crazy expensive. So I went to this dentist because I have a crown on a tooth back here on the top, a crown that's had a root canal for a long time, and it's come off a few times, and we've had to put it back on over this whole 6-year journey, 3 times I think.
Too many.
But the last time it came off, it took some of the tooth with it. So I didn't think there was enough tooth left to build a new crown and put back on it. I thought we were going to have to pull that tooth. So that tooth is where the good news comes in. He says the tooth and the root system is incredibly strong, has no issues, and that a dentist can drive 2 posts up in there and put a crown back on. So just like the root canal posts that go up in there. So just put 2 screws in the existing tooth. That should help hold the crown on. That's good news. Now, if you know anything about teeth, you see right here next to it, the tooth that's next to it has an implant. Now with this tooth off, I've been putting too much pressure on this implant tooth, and whether it was already going and this just messed it up a little bit more, or this whole process just is messing it up. This little black line along the edge of the screw that holds my implant in, it is loose. So that now wiggles, and that is bad. So at first I thought, oh no, I'm going to lose this whole implant tooth. But he said that there's a dentist just north of Cape Town that comes up every 3 weeks that can fix this. I said, well, I won't be here in 3 weeks. I'll be in Cape Town. So he has called this dentist and made me an appointment in Cape Town. Now, y'all don't know this yet, but I already have a heart doctor's appointment scheduled in Cape Town. And this is a spoiler alert. When we leave Namibia, obviously now you know we are headed to Cape Town. We had to squeeze this appointment in with this special surgical dentist before my heart doctor appointment, because I'll need to get that plan, the dental plan, approved by the heart doctor. So there's this whole thing going on. So I have an appointment with this dentist for a consultation a few days before my heart doctor appointment, and then we'll figure out if they can save this tooth, how they can do it, and all of that. In the meantime, it is not infected, but he wrote me a prescription for antibiotics that we need to fill and keep in case it starts to get infected before Cape Town. And I need to eat on the other side. No more chewing on that. So, good news is that back tooth I thought was going to get pulled out, it gets to stay. Bad news is the implant tooth is going to need a lot of work to see if we can save it. So today we are going on a lunch excursion with Alex and his wife. Now, we met Alex through YouTube. He is one of our subscribers, and he reached out a while back to let us know that he lived here in Windhoek, and that if we needed anything, he was here to help. Sounds like he is also an overlander that's done some of southern and eastern Africa, and they're planning on, I think, a journey up through West Africa soon. So we will have lots to talk about, sharing all kinds of tips and tricks and things we discovered along the way. But he did hook us up. As we got closer to the city and I realized I needed a dentist appointment, I reached out to him. And he went to his dentist office and helped me secure that appointment. And you guys may know, if you follow our journey, one of the hardest things to deal with is health stuff and making appointments. Things that if you live in one place all the time, you may take for granted. But just calling up to a random dentist and trying to get an emergency appointment is hard if you don't live in that town and know people and stuff like that. So Alex was awesome in helping us figure that out. And now they'll be picking us up here, because we don't have the van, in a few minutes, and we're going to lunch.
Yes, you do. May I pet you?
Mm-hmm. In the neck. Just come closer. Don't have fear.
Okay.
Mm.
Hi. Is her name Lucy?
Mm-hmm.
How are you? Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Hi, Lucy. The lady earlier said pet her neck.
Things got you. Look at her toes. She's a little leathery.
Look at her eyelashes. Can I get some pictures of your eyelashes? Oh, I'm gonna get your feet too, because they're kind of cool looking. She said not to be afraid to get a little closer to the front there. She's so soft, didn't she? Scoot closer, Curt, so I get you in the picture.
I'll scoot back.
You're scared of Lucy. Watch her blink.
Is a sheep?
They said her name's Lucy.
Lucy.
The males are black and white.
So, I told you guys we were going on an adventure with our new friends today, Alex and Betsy, and we had just been talking for hours. We're about to get kicked out of the restaurant because we've been here too long. So this is Alex, the superstar that helped me with my dentist appointment. This is his lovely wife, Betsy. We have learned a ton about them, haven't we, Curt?
I'm Curt.
That's Curt. They have already done some of the East Africa circuit, or the South Africa circuit. They're going to do the East Africa overlanding circuit, and then these two brave souls are going to head north through West Africa.
That's the plan, yeah.
That's the plan. So they've been amazing. They introduced us to Lucy right back there in the background.
And they gave us a lot of pointers on Namibia, as well as sort of the Southern Africa, and even some what we consider East African trails. So
Yeah.
it's been a really fun day.
It has. And they treated us to lunch at this beautiful lodge.
The
Thank you,
Okapuka
guys.
Lodge, yeah.
The Okapuka Lodge, about 30 minutes from the capital city. So thank you, guys.
Pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you, Snow and Curt.
Good morning, guys. It is our 8th day here in the Airbnb. And the mechanic shop is squeaking it out just in time because we're scheduled to leave here in the morning. And we had our fingers crossed that we'd make it. We got big plans for tomorrow afternoon. But today is all about picking up our little tiny house on wheels. It has had a lot of work. Once we get it picked up, Curt will give you a recap on all of that, and then we'll give you the grand total. But right now we're feeling pretty confident that maybe we have finally got everything fixed on our van. All the residual West Africa damages. So let's go get our house.
All right, guys. It looks like they're letting it back down. Oh, back up. They're still doing a little tweaking on it.
Officer Carl will quickly run through everything that he did.
Okay,
So
thanks.
You can check in. Once done, you can pull down the sprinter and then you can come to the office.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Carl, how you doing, buddy? So, did you check that bottom piece for a clog? Was it clean?
It was clean.
It was clean?
Yes, it was clean. This gasket,
It was all,
that's how it looked. This, we normally have a steel gasket on that.
yeah.
So that was, we replaced that.
But inside of that piece, that bottom piece was clean?
Yeah, but you see here, this is where the oil leakage started.
Okay.
Where the shiny part is. Because this is the piece that's at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I made a video, cleaned all the surfaces and that glance there. That's where
Okay.
the oil was leaking out.
Okay.
So yeah. That's where it leaked out.
Oh. Where's the piece that goes between the turbo and that right there?
It is this piece.
So inside of that wasn't gummed up?
No, it wasn't.
It was clean, huh?
It was clean. I sprayed it, I cleaned it, I washed it with
Okay.
paraffin. So there it is.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff on it though,
Yeah, but
right?
that's just the silicone the guys they used.
Oh, they use silicone on it,
Yes, to
which
seal
they
it.
shouldn't use that, right?
No, we don't use it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
We use gasket maker.
Yeah.
Other thing that you just paste on. So that piece, this is where it leaked.
Okay. Right there. All right, guys. So this right here was damaged. They ordered a new plate and seal for that. Changed out the fluids. All new brakes, all new rotors, the whole new thing, sensors, everything done. They changed out some of these, they're not bearings. I'm lost for the word. Those flanges or whatever inside there. I believe, I'm not sure, I could be calling this wrong, the universal joint and the drive shaft. So they pulled all that out, all new bearings. They rebalanced it and painted it. So all that's done. And well, Up in here, they ended up, well, they changed out the transmission fluid and the filters. Up in here, we can see the bottom of the turbo, but they ended up pulling the turbo all the way out. The upper part and the lower part, which has been a long time since the lower part was changed out. He showed me some of the seals, some of the gaskets, and some of the various sealing materials that has been used throughout. So all that's done, tight, cleaned everything up inside here. I don't know if you guys remember how messy it was. And so that's really cool. A lot of hoses, a lot of O-rings, a lot of gaskets. That whole system basically has been rebuilt with Mercedes parts. And so additionally, inside the rim, now we had a problem with this before where there was a leak in the rim. And so we also had that done. And so we've got, before we got 4 new tires, now all the rims are tightened up. We also had a full alignment done. All the filters were changed, filters, fluids. And so really at the end of the day, guys, we had a lot of work done. We're gonna go pay the bill and well, I'll give you the grand total. And believe me, it hurts. And this is Carl and this is John. And Carl's sort of the lead mechanic and Carl is the shop manager. And now they're just putting on the protective plate back on. And yeah, hopefully everything's good. Who took it on the test drive, John?
I took it on a test drive.
Yeah, how'd it run?
Very well.
Pretty good?
Smooth, yes.
So we got the alignment done.
We've got the alignment done. We've got the turbo sorted, the oil leak.
That looked like a hot mess, didn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. So it was not done correctly the first time there. So now it's just putting the belly plate back, so just making some adjustments there that was never done. You see some bolts that were loose to fit it, so we're just making it,
Physically modifying
it to make it better and more accessible also, yeah.
Okay.
To get to the bolts there now.
Okay, so here's your invoice, but you guys have my details.
Thank you, Natasha. You've been awesome. I really appreciate it.
We have pulled out of M&Z here in Namibia. They did a thorough checkup. Curt checked out underneath. We showed you all that. But this is always, well, it's something we've learned over the past few months, is this is just a very nervous time for us. We just dropped a lot of money, which Curt owes you a breakdown on that, and you're going to get it in just a minute. But is it going to work? How's it feel? Is the turbo going to hold up? Did they finally fix the problem?
Well, to me, it's kind of a bittersweet moment. And the sweet moment is he was able to show me pictures of all this stuff. And so anyway, we got a lot of work done. To be honest, some of it was maintenance that needed to happen anyway based on how many miles the van has been driven and all that stuff. A lot of it was damage done by Banyo. And the original quote for all the work, we kind of kept adding stuff on. At the end, we decided we needed new rear brakes. We also had a snapped parking brake cable, and so they replaced that. So some of the stuff was added at the end. But the quote for all that work was about $3,900 US dollars. And they gave us, well, they ended up giving us, I guess, a little less than a 10% discount, so we ended up paying around $3,600 US. So thank you, M&Z, for that. And also, I got to tell you, it was really nice working with Carl. He was a sharp mechanic, worked on a lot of Mercedes. He said this was the 23rd turbo that he actually changed out, but he was able to show me the gaskets, where they were leaking, and some of the different sealants that different installers had used, and kind of how that had failed and all that other stuff. So
well, then we got a majority of actual Mercedes parts here, didn't we?
The brakes, everything that we got new was all new Mercedes parts. Obviously, we're still dealing with the existing turbo, which is not a Mercedes turbo, but everything they replaced in the line of the turbo system, is Mercedes parts. So I feel as good as I can feel at this particular point. Is definitely a big financial hit, expensive, But if we can have peace of mind, guys, if we don't have any issues moving forward, it's just worth it.
Oh yeah, and I think we're just going to be nervous a little bit until we get some miles on it, see what happens. But it's a happy day right now. Glass half full. We got the van fixed.
And thanks, Natasha, as well. We really
yeah, she was
appreciate
nice.
you, with your honesty and all your accuracy with all the estimates and the paperwork and the communication. Thank you so much. John as well. We appreciate all you guys and your help. Thanks so much.
You ready to go back to the van, buddy? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!